Tonight, from the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Kellen Mond and the New Orleans Saints versus Aaron Rodgers and the Los Angeles Chargers.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup here in Week 3 between the Los Angeles Chargers and the New Orleans Saints. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit, CD, at Week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. Bringing him out is the future Hall of Famer, now in his 18th NFL season, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. The 20. Touchdown, L.A. Kadarius Toney, 77 yards. And the Chargers put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. They're the favorite, no question. And when they score like that on the opening drive to set the tone, you're the underdog on the other bench. That's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't bring the home crowd into it because you're counting on that to be a part of your equalizer, ride their momentum. But you have to give them something to cheer for. So now what you're worried about is they're better than we are. We can't get going. Are we about to get blown out?
Good news, still a long way to go. This one fielded at the 5. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the... Here come the Saints for their opening drive. Bringing them out, CD, in his second year now out of Texas A&M. Here's Kellen Mond.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it, but otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of... bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now a handoff to Chandler, and he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Well, they just watched the other team take the ball downfield and score, so they knew that this drive, this opening drive, was on them. And, boy, that was important to pick up that first down there and keep this one going.
On first down, here's Mond. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays. You kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Mond. They're going for it. A high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. Boy, it doesn't pan out, and that will force a turnover on downs. Rodgers now on first down. That's going to be caught downfield by Hill. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. So nothing doing there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or 2 miss, but that window closed quickly. Under pressure is Mond, and he'll go down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, partners, the first quarter, too early to start talking about needing a comeback. They're down 2 touchdowns already, and that sack, that disrupts this drive. They need something to go right on offense, and they need it to happen soon.
The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Mond. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Chandler. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy.
First down. Rodgers going to throw. Open man downfield is Hill. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 right at the 40. Throwing is Rodgers. They'll set up the screen for Hall. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And that is incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the fourth quarter.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Here's Chandler on second down. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. To throw, it's Rodgers. The throw for Tony is intercepted. 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, I mean, it hadn't been a picture-perfect first half for this defense to this point, but that's a big play to get them right back in the ballgame.
And I think that changes their mind frame. Now they're saying to themselves, hey, we're still in this. And even though our offense hasn't done anything, we've had our troubles on our own right, we still made a play right there that could change the course of this game. Great job delivering.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make our score 14-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And some room to roam now. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, they only needed a small gain on third down. They end up getting over 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Rodgers to throw once more. This one swung out here to Jones. Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes. And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And it's now 21-7. That time a 6-play drive. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Taken in at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Mond's throw there into the hands of Ross. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They go play action here. Mond. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Mond looks to throw on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's Chandler. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Mond now off of play action. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. This is 1st and goal, and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Now movement up front. I think they're going to get one of the Charger linemen. Orlando Brown, the former Raven, the guilty party. Straight ahead is Hall. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we have reached. Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular season, skipping over halftime here in the final game of the preseason. Third quarter, here we go. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Off the play fake, Mond. He's got the hook up here on the comebacker, complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. Now Chandler. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the Chargers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
The Charger drive about to get going. Now Hall to start the drive. And their defense just helped him out by getting the football back on the opening drive here. The second half, and now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. Here's Andy Lee now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
A give running right is Hall. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. To throw is Rodgers. That'll be caught. It's Tony. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. On play action, Rodgers. And this nearly an interception, but it's... Incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Now Jones. Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now a look at the backup, Jordan Love. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Jordan Love taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Chargers have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we're having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See, accepted. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Chargers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll start with the option. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, L.A. Jordan Love ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Chargers up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Extra point by Nagar is up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Take it in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us? Get better for the next time out. This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Brandon, you know I'm all about quarterbacks protecting themselves, but I have to admit it, I liked what I just saw there. That rookie wasn't afraid of absorbing a big hit. Now, you don't want to see him taking those shots all game long, but he picked up the first step.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. After the sack on first down, Corral flushed out right, and he slings one that's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. Total number that they put.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Darrell Taylor got in there to drop him. Fourth down, here's Corral. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And they'll begin by running the option. Gets past one man. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Here's White. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll try and run it in with Jones. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Not at all what they envisioned on third down, 3 yards in the wrong direction. The Guards' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not. It's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Corral lost it. The ball is out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Now they got to get to the line quickly. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And some space here. A heck of a play there on third down. time, but amazingly, they're still short for fourth. Fourth down, desperation time. Here's Corral. And that's caught inside the 35. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brady.